Hey guys, it's Full Cards here, live and direct from Brooklyn, New York, and today I wanted to do a hey, what do you say little mail day. And this parcel, and I just want to give these guys a shout out, is from Lasting Memory Locker Room, Monster Breaks, Razzes, and More, LM Locker Room. And you can find them on Facebook, and they're very mom and pops, but their prices are affordable for their mixer breaks and their team breaks and their non-team breaks. You should hit them up. Again, they're not very professional, they're sort of new at it, but their price points are great. They also do send winners parcels cross-border to the US, and the prices are in Canadian, so I love them. I think they're good people, so that's my value judgment on them. Second thing I want to mention is I want to talk about the Canadiens' win last night. Believe it or not, guys, I'm absolutely devastated. I'm more devastated than the Roy trade, to be honest with you. We have not had a first overall since 1980, so that's 40 years. And then we should have picked Savard. We picked Denis Savard. Instead, we picked Wickenheiser, who was a bust, relatively speaking. It has been, and rest in peace, Wickenheiser. It is unbelievable to me that we have not had a talent like the Flower Dynasty talent since a 1971 pick. And he assured us a dynasty. Lafreniere is that type of player, I believe, and I just cannot believe that the Habs keep on bubbling and they win series that they shouldn't win. They skate harder than everybody else, and yet our top line has basically a fifth rounder in Gallagher, you know, with half the talent of Theo Fleury, and Danault, who's a late first rounder who just plays both sides of the puck. That is not what you need. You need way more horses to go. And it just saddens me to no end. And I understand that millennials and Generation Z do not get that. And they think you can, you know, win any year even with sort of mediocre talent and it's all will. BS. But, you know, Ovi has his cup. Denis Lecavalier got his cup. Crosby got his cup. McDavid will get his cup. Certainly if they end up Lafreniere, they'll get a cup at some point. It just takes time. And I'm just, as I said, the odds are with you, and 12.5% chance at a first overall is huge in this 31, now 32 team league. It's massive to have a 1 in 8 chance, to have a 12.5% chance. It's double than what we would have gotten, the 6% I think we had based on our, you know, where we ranked. So I'm devastated. I've had enough of bubbling. We've done it for 25 years, wash, rinse, repeat. So, and then the second thing I want to mention is the Leafs. That Leafs game last night. Now this is going to confuse a lot of people. I'm a Quebecois and I live in New York, so I'm outside of the Toronto fold, so I don't have to deal with Habs, you know, Toronto rivalry. I don't even believe it's a rivalry, to be honest with you, because they haven't faced each other in the playoffs since, what was it, 79 when we swept them. You know, I actually love this Leafs team, and I have loved this Leafs team since Shanahan came aboard. But notice that these guys did do a fire sale and they tanked. They got rid of Kessel and they tanked, and that's how they ended up with Matthews. Wait, let's go through the #1 overalls on Pittsburgh. Mario was the first overall, Crosby first overall, Flower first overall, Malkin a de facto first overall because he was second in the OV draft. Yager, de facto first overall, he was I think a 5th overall. How did they get all those players? By not bubbling, by losing when they're supposed to lose, and not only relying on goaltenders, because goaltenders can only do so much. When we ran with Patrick, he is the #1 goaltender all time in wins in the playoffs. That's how we won. Price isn't that, and Patrick at least had Vinny Donfus and a ton of depth players. An unbelievable D. And still we needed to win 10 overtimes in a row that last time to win. It's not easy, we need more talent. And I mean, and Patrick has 3 Conn Smythes. First all time in Conn Smythe, first all time in wins in the playoffs. That's what we needed. We do not have that now. So that's, again, I'm talking about the Habs, but with regard to your Leafs last night and that game last night, I watched it from start to finish. I know a bunch of you guys turned it off and turned on the Raps game. I get that, but I have a big heart and I believe that they could come back. And I'll say it right now because it'll confuse people, I am a Leafs fan. Why am I a Leafs fan? Because I've been alive for 8 Stanley Cups for the Habs. My mom was alive for 20 Stanley Cups for the Habs. I have my rings, I'm minted, I'm done, I've seen it in my lifetime, and I can support other teams in our country winning the cup and seeing my best friends in Toronto and Proco Taco hoisted. It's cool with me. I'm absolutely cool with that. Let Canada win a cup. Let McDavid win a cup. I don't care. I have my rings. And the way they played last night, I was so heartened when they put 16, 91, and 34 together. I expected them to do that. They did it at exactly the right moment, and then they won. A bunch of you guys turned that game off. I get that. You guys, because you don't have the heart to watch them lose anymore. I watched every second of it. I told all my boys to turn their TVs back on or turn it back from the wraps, and they did, and it was glorious. Now, I like to see them win the series. I'd like to see them go deep, but my point is, I support your Leafs. I've seen a lot of Leafs games live. I want to see them win. I know we'll confuse all the Habs fans out there, but I live in New York. I don't have to deal with the nonsense in Toronto, and I have my cup, so I mint it. I don't care. I want to see the Leafs win the cup for the very reason that I enjoyed watching Flowers see the cup. Now that you have the horses, you have the ability to do so. You might need a better defensive system. I get that. You guys might not be there yet to true absolutely of the oil. But I'm okay with other Canadian teams. Winnipeg, I'd like to see it. Calgary, I'd like to see it. I mean, Ottawa, I'd like to see it because I've shared in it in my lifetime, and I hope you guys experience it too. So don't give up on them, guys. I didn't give up on the Leafs last night, and it was one of the most beautiful games I've seen in my lifetime, and I'll remember forever, especially if you guys win the series. So I'm just saying, putting it out there right now, and I know that's going to confuse all you kids who have this huge rivalry, or live in Toronto and you're Habs fans, or whatever it is, live in Montreal and you're Leafs fans. I know it confuses you, but F it, guys. I love Original Six teams in particular, and I just like seeing good hockey, and I love good hockey stories, and it would be nice in my lifetime to see the Leafs hoisted. I don't harbor resentment, but it has to do with the fact that I just watched my friend die as well, right, guys? You have to understand that my perspective in my entire life is that our rivalry has been with Boston, a bit with Ottawa, a bit with Tampa Bay, a bit with the Rangers, but basically primarily with Boston. This whole thing about it being with the Leafs, in my lifetime, that hasn't happened since the 70s. I'd welcome this in the future. I'd welcome it this playoffs, for example, but we don't even have the horses. We can't rely on Carey to win cups for us. It's ridiculous. So I don't even understand how we're gonna be able to enjoy this rivalry if we don't have our own Matthews. And for me, I can't anymore with the fact that we keep on bubbling and we skate harder than any other NHL team over and over ad nauseum. And what happens? We win and bubble because we skate harder, and yet we don't have the talent to do any damage, and we're not big enough, and we're Smurfs. So I'm over it, guys. I really am. I'll follow the Canadian teams. I'll follow my Habs, but I'm not going to expect my Habs to win with half the horses of the rest of the NHL. Okay, guys. So let's open this up really quickly. So this was from LM Locker Room, which again is Lasting Memory Locker Room on Facebook. And they've done a mixer break of Ingrained, of SP Game Used, Evoca G Platinum, SP Authentic, I believe all from this year. So I picked the Rangers, and I think it was about $30 US to pick the Rangers, something akin to that for those 4 boxes. So here we go. Let me just slice and dice this open, cut through the table. Okay. All right. These bad boys out, and here we go. All right, so here would be the first one. So we did hit a marquee rookie Rainbow of Kaapo Kakko, who I believe is actually really good. I know he didn't have a spectacular first season, but he ripped it up in the Finnish league, in the Liga, and internationally he was fantastic as well. So I feel pretty comfortable that he'll still be really, really good. It's hard to gauge people from the first year. It doesn't really matter. I know he's like a -26 or something, but... And here is the second card. So I did in fact receive, I'll put this down, Lieber Hayek, who's a D, and this is just a plain retro, I believe, Platinum Retro. And he was, what was he? He was a second rounder and he's a D. And then I received another one apparently. I didn't even remember this. Oh, okay, so I received 2 Kakkos. I received both the Rainbow and then the base one. So received 3 cards from that particular box. So I didn't receive anything from SP Authentic or the SP Game Used, as I mentioned. And then finally, the hit of the break. Fortunately for me, I received this one. And it would be a Signature Shots, base one, as opposed to one of those red ones, of Adam Fox, numbered to 249. So this is beautiful. These are some of the nicest cards. in the ingrained set. Very happy with this, that I hit this. I was hoping to hit this. This is ideally what you want to hit when you're in an ingrained break. And of course, he was a third rounder, a defenseman, and he put up over 40 points this year. He was massive. He was fantastic. So that's it, guys. I will announce the winner to the contest fairly shortly. Just waiting for some more views. You know, it's difficult for me to be within suggested videos because I don't do release day breaks. I've said this before. So be sure to turn on your notifications, ring the bell, etc. Otherwise, you won't see my videos. You'll have to sort of search for them, just the way the algorithms work. But please be sure to sub, like, and hashtag Dryden. I will get you into the draw. I will announce the winner fairly shortly. Yeah, and having me folding cards live and direct from a place called Brooklyn, New York.